What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rock Fragrances. My name is Mike. Let's get started. Today we are continuing our classic fragrance series, and we're going to go all the way back to 1964 and discuss none other than the classic masculine masterpiece, Aramis. Aramis is a spicy, woody, leathery chypre fragrance. It really just gives you this masculine, dry spice with this incredible leather accord. So stick around if that's something that you're interested in. Maybe a little bit of history first. So Aramis was launched in 1964 by Estee Lauder Company. So Aramis was Estee Lauder's first men's fragrance. And it was also the first men's fragrance to be featured in department stores. So this fragrance back in its day got a lot of attention because of that. And it was marketed towards wealthy, mature men. And I really think that that marketing can stand up even today. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, this one is not child's play by any means. So first of all, let's get into it. I've got this vintage splash bottle. I don't know exactly the year this is from, but it's a bit older formulation. I think it still packs plenty of punch. And my understanding is, I'll do another one here. My understanding is reformulations have done this one, it smells so good, has done this one pretty well. I also have it on a tester strip here. So right off the bat, what I get out of this is a punch of peppery spice. This is a peppery spice forward fragrance on the top. There is some cumin in there, some clove as well. You will get some green notes are listed there, artemisia, which was a common ingredient at the time. But really those to me are just supporting casts for that peppery punch you get up top, and all of it is enhanced by a very liberal use of aldehydes in this fragrance. And what those aldehydes do is it gives this fragrance that sparkly, piercing element that when you smell Aramis one time, it is unmistakable. You will never forget the smell of Aramis if you smell it again. And I think that's really that spicy element that, oh gosh, this is a just out of the shower, you splash it on, you get a little bit of that sting. I think that is what people think of when they think of just a classic masculine fragrance. It really is a masterpiece. So the top notes on this one subside, I'd say, relatively quickly. I mean, you have that spice certainly all the way through, but the signature of this scent and really what makes this one special on the dry down is a distinct leather note. And the leather note in Aramis, it's not a new $15,000 designer handbag leather. It's more of a cowboy boot leather or a used saddle type of leather, which when blended with some of the animalic notes in here, which in this scent they use castoreum, it just gives it that, soft, old, worn leather type of scent. And I mean, this is really those animalics, while they are the undertone, they have an undertone in this fragrance, they're not right in your face. It gives it that masculine energy that I think what you would expect for a fragrance of this time. I mean, there's no really other way to say it. This is an alpha fragrance. The man who wears this is confident. He's successful. He takes what he wants. That's what I picture when I picture this fragrance. You picture, a guy in a suit, but he's absolutely ready to rip your face off, whether that's in the boardroom, whether that is in a fight. I mean, this is James Bond amped up to 100. Similar to the top notes, in the base, that leather is supported by musks, it's supported by some oak moss, but they're not overwhelming the fragrance, and they're not dense really in any way, or suffocating like you might get in some of the powerhouse fragrances that came after this. That aldehyde element cuts all the way through to the end to give it this brightness, this sparkle, and just this distinct piercing, just this piercing element that goes with the leather that carries all the way through to this fragrance. Again, not dense, not suffocating, masculine, classic, spicy, and then dry woods and leather in the base. I mean, this one is dry as a bone. There's no citrus here. There's no fruits here. No one's gonna smell you and say, oh, you smell like a chocolate truffle. I really think that's interesting. Not within this fragrance. And at the end of the day, I mean, that's what you're gonna get. You're getting a sparkling, piercing leather fragrance with just enough animalics to let you know that the guy who wears this is not a platonic friend, right? This isn't, hey, let's go for a walk in the park. The guy that wears this fragrance at the end of the night, he is closing the show. No two ways about it. He's absolutely closing the show. As far as strength of this one, it's a powerful fragrance. So if you're not used to it, or perhaps you don't want to make a scene or clear out a room, I think a couple sprays of this is quite fine. Probably best for nighttime, I would say, maybe cooler weather. But given those aldehydes, given that sparkle that it has, if you were so inclined, you could pull this one off in a lot of different situations. Heck, I wear this one going shopping just because I don't really give a damn. But a dressed up, a suit, a formal occasion, a special occasion date, I think this one would work perfectly. And it is, I can't overstate this. It is a fragrance, if worn in the modern day, absolutely would demand respect. And even though it's strong, even though it has that classical scent to it, it's not overpowering. It's not offensive. The animalics in here aren't overpowering. I think they complement the rest of the fragrance nicely. So you're not going to get people, most of the time, that are going to say, oh, it's just too much, or it smells really off-putting. I mean, to me, clean, masculine, classic, and really no BS with this fragrance. Just a benchmark masterpiece in my opinion. And the newer formulation, you can pick this one up for $20. Really, you don't have any excuse not to get your nose on this one. I do think it's one that any person that is into fragrances, that has an appreciation for the history of fragrances, absolutely should get their nose on Aramis. Because of its classic nature, because of the spot that this one holds in fragrance history, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance for me. Anyway, that's my review of Aramis. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and take care.